Hartselle. I'm Leah Lawrence.
And I'm her husband, Mitch Lawrence.
And you are listening to Tailgate Tales, a special series of the Southern Spirits podcast.
Each week, we are taking a deep dive into the folklore of a school in the Southeastern Conference. So which one are we going to talk about this week, Leah?
This week, we're doing the University of Florida.
Excellent. And y'all, let me tell you right now, the live stream's already seen it. You need to look at the video on this, because Leah did some great gators, but mine is especially wonderful, I believe.
Yeah.
I love my gator. I'm so happy about it.
Great face paint this week.
All right. Well, this week, Florida will be playing Kentucky at 6 p.m. on that date. What is it, the 14th that they're playing? I don't know. What date does... What date is it this week?
Today is the 11th, so
okay, there
if
you
you'll
go.
extrapolate from there.
Yeah, let's say 14th. That's right. Okay, got it. All right, what we're drinking this week is our second offering from that giant box of Sweetwater that we got from Costco. It's Goin' Coastal IPA. IPA with pineapple. It is 6.1% alcohol by volume. And let's read the can. And it's a nice long can section, so let's do it. Slip into some sunshine and step off the grid by going coastal with this pineapple-laced IPA. The bright aromas of the 5 citrus hop additions are accentuated by the tropical fruit of the pineapple, and just like those 3-day weekends, its finish is quick. Cash in a sick day and grab another. Gladly. What, you want to try it?
I want to try it.
Okay.
I know I've had it before, but I don't remember it.
Well, my review is going to say that you won't like it because it's very plain. Surprisingly plain. More plain than you'd think. Almost no pineapple flavor. Still, I mean, it's an IPA, and I like IPAs, so I like it. But it does try to fool you into thinking there's some citrus in there with a little bit of sour flavor. At
the very beginning, you get like, oh, this is going to be pineapple-y, but it never follows through with like the sweetness.
I agree. But it gets an 8.5 out of 10 because it's still fine. I still like it a lot.
When you breathe out of your nose, you get some like, I just ate a pineapple feeling, but like not actually the pineapple flavor, like the pineapple aftertaste.
Right.
It's not bad though. I could drink it.
That's it for the beer that we're going to have. So let's go into our favorite for at least this week, Florida tradition. And it is We Are the Boys from Old Florida. This is coming from an article on CSTV. I believe it's a local TV station down there. What?
And can I point out, for those of you that are watching the video, sorry for our audio only folks, but I'm pretty sure that gator up there has the same expression that you do. So it's not my fault.
Yeah, it's going.
I'm just following vintage logos.
Yeah, that animated gator's going, oh God, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Are we playing? I don't want to play
this.
football today. I really don't want to. Oh God, this is scary.
You know my hands don't have thumbs, right?
And what we're going to do, again, we are going to try another YouTube video synced up with some audio.
Did you make it quieter this time?
Yes, I did. I did make it quieter. And we're just going to see what happens here. So this is a video that was made, it was put on YouTube about 5 years ago, I think. The YouTube video is the title, We Are the Boys from Old Florida in the Bathroom Gator Growl 2009. And it's from the user Rusty F on Facebook. This video has about 6,700 views as I'm looking at it. And like I said, it's pretty old. And you're going to see why, everybody watching on the live stream, because I'm going to play the video while also streaming the audio right now. So let's try it. Here we go.
What the fuck are we watching?
Shut up. These 3 guys at a urinal for audio people. And they're locking arms.
We are the boys of old Florida. F-L-O-R-I-D-A.
They've all just been... Ew!
We now have a close-up of 3 streams going into urinals.
That's disgusting.
We are all strong for old Florida. Down where the old Gators play. Go Gators!
Y'all watch this video, please. Very confused-looking guy.
Son, that is Florida football.
Yeah. Showed him, didn't we?
What the
All
fuck
right,
did I
y'all.
just watch?
Wasn't that fun? I probably should have said
Oh my God.
what the tradition is before we did that, but I didn't. So here's the explanation now. At the end of the third quarter, it's time to stand and sway together arm in arm to We Are the Boys from Old Florida. The university band plays the tune as students, alumni, and fans alike sing in unison. And if you don't know the words, don't worry. They are listed on screens inside the swamp. So if you don't know the words and you're at the urinal, don't worry. Someone will put their arm around you and teach you the words, as we just saw in that video.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I'm so happy with that video right there.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Let me just see something, okay?
And did you know that I was looking for stories to do this time, and do you know that their entire football stadium is built inside a sinkhole?
I did not.
It is. Apparently, a lot of that part of northern Florida has a shit ton of sinkholes, and a couple of the lakes on campus, they've got 2 big ones, and they were made out of sinkholes as well. But there was a big ass sinkhole there, and they needed a place to build a stadium. They're like, hey, the hole's already dug for us. So, their stadium, the swamp, is actually built into what was a sinkhole.
Wow. Okay.
Weird, right?
Yeah, that's pretty weird, but
I just liked the fun fact.
Fun. That was fun. All right. Well, now that we have our tradition and our beer out of the way, Leah, what are we going to do this week?
We're going to talk about some murder.
Ooh, murder.
And
my
haunting,
favorite.
but mostly murder.
Oh, murder's my favorite, so I'm all about it.
You gonna click the slide or?
Yeah, if you want me to. I was going to let you get started first.
Click the slide.
Okay, we'll click the slide. There we go. It's not working, of course, and there we go.
Okay, so we're talking about a murder that happened in 1965, and it happened at a local establishment that's right off of campus. It's a place where tons of college students hung out at the time.
Right.
The building is still there, but it's a different thing. Nowadays it's called the Social, I believe. It's completely redone. It's called the Social at Midtown, and it's super cute. It's like exposed beams and brick, and it's like a brew pubby kind of place. Like, it's
love
real
a good brew
pretty.
pub. Love
It's super cute. But that's not what we're talking about. But I did look. It's very nice.
Yay.
But anyway, this particular location is right there, sort of where all the stuff is, downtown-y kind of area.
Okay.
And it used to be a couple of different places. So before it was the Social, which is what it is now, it was called Gator City. Before that, it was called the Purple Porpoise, which apparently was a big deal, like college bar kind of thing. Like,
Okay.
people were super sad when that thing closed down.
Is it a purple porpoise yogurt slinger?
No.
Gross, Leah. Grow up.
I didn't
God.
say any of that. But anyway, Purple Porpoise. And then before that, it was known as the College Inn. And that's what it was when the time period that we're talking about, 1965.
Okay.
So the College Inn cafeteria, there's a photo of it on screen for all of those who are watching the stream or the video. And it actually shows a protest out in front of it because the College Inn was actually one of the last places in Gainesville to be not unsegregated,
Integrated, I
to be
believe.
integrated. That I was
There you
trying to
go.
think of the word, and fuck me if I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, they were like the last holdouts in this town of places that were still segregated.
Yeah.
And so the picture on there is a bunch of people out front with protest signs basically saying, fuck these people for the discrimination. It didn't
Florida?
say fuck you.
I don't believe that.
Well, that's what it says.
don't
It was
believe it.
it was a pretty big deal. And I was reading through a bunch of the old student newspapers to get some of the information for this. And the student newspaper is called the Florida Alligator. Is
it really?
It is.
Oh,
It's
that's
called the Florida
upsetting.
Alligator, and all of the archives you can still find at Florida University's archive page. They're all available online in really nice big PDFs. So if you're interested in reading 60 years plus of
Racism.
that, you can.
Oh,
No,
it's not-
I mean
no,
the
it's
student
I'm sorry.
newspaper was very.
Right.
The students were the ones holding these civil rights protests.
Yeah,
But
okay.
anyway, that particular newspaper said something about. So, like in 1962, a fire completely gutted this building, like super, like just started and blazed. They're not sure if it was arson or if it was just a normal thing, but apparently there were still students outside protesting this place at the time, and the students started cheering and chanting and just being really happy that this sucker's burning down.
Wow.
And the
Why?
firemen are putting this fire, because they're really racist and awful people, I guess. I don't know. And so the firemen, this is what the quote from the Alligator, and this is from the Alligator of March 30th of 1962. It says, "One fireman, without breaking rhythm, turned the fire hose away from the blaze, sprayed the chanting crowd, then pointed it back towards the fire. Then the chanting increased."
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they were really happy to see that gone, but they rebuilt the building. There was new management. It got integrated. Everything had settled down by the point that we're talking about right now. I just wanted to share that because I thought it was cool.
So the students did burn it down, though?
No.
On purpose?
No.
There was no arson?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
There's, it was unclear.
You say that like you were there. Not necessarily. There's no evidence that the students burned it down.
In the student newspaper that I was reading, it was very unclear what the cause of the fire was.
Okay. All right.
But people happened to have been outside when it happened protesting it. So
Right.
who knows?
So Molotov cocktail into the building.
I know nothing. Anyway.
I like pizza.
Stop.
We saw a meme earlier with the
We
little
did.
monkey that said, "I like pizza."
It was very
Like
cute.
pizza. Anyway, not important.
Not at all. Okay. Anyway, so this brings us up to 1965. So the fall semester was in full swing. Football was going on. Everybody was having a grand old time. And there was a girl named Catherine Oliveros, and she decided to come into town to hang out with her brother and her boyfriend. So her brother was a student. He was a junior in the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Florida, and this happened to be his 21st birthday weekend. So she had come into town to like hang out with her brother, to hang out with her boyfriend. Everybody was just going to have a great time, go to the football game. It was going to be fun. And also, of note, I guess, for Gator fans, that weekend they played LSU, and, quote, Steve Spurrier led the Gators to a 14-7 victory over LSU.
That's the most important part.
I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so what happened was, well, sort of a backstory about this girl. She actually has ties to around where we live.
I don't like this at all.
So initially, when she met her boyfriend, she was attending Sacred Heart, which is right next to St. Bernard in Coleman. So her and her boyfriend, whose name was Patrick Lynch, do you remember us talking about Ave Maria Grotto?
Well, of course I do. Because I said that I sing Ave Maria Grotto.
Yeah.
It still makes me laugh.
Well, I mean, we've done that story. We've done the
Right,
story of
on
Ave
the
Maria
show.
Grotto on the
Right.
show. But St. Bernard is where that is located. It's right there. So, yeah. So that's where they had both met and gone to school at. So she had moved back home, and she was from St. Augustine in Florida. So she had moved back, and she was back in town, just having a fun time, hanging out, doing stuff. And so she was going to meet her brother and her boyfriend at this college inn restaurant situation. She had come into town, parked her car a couple of blocks away, and she had met her boyfriend right outside, and they had gone in. Mm-hmm. And she, had just said, "Hey, how are you? Whatever. I got to go to the bathroom. I've been driving for a while. You order some drinks. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll come back. It'll be fine."
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
So she walks upstairs where the bathroom was, and she goes to the bathroom like you do. And she comes out
does?
like everybody does, Mitchell. Everybody poops.
Yeah, if they're possessed by Satan.
But anyway, so she's out of the bathroom stall. She's washing her hands, and all of a sudden, this dude walks in, and something's wrong with him mentally. Like, he has some kind of disturbance of some sort. His name turns out to be Milton Lawson Luke. He was reported to be a former employee of the College Inn, but other places said he wasn't. It was some of the details here are a little bit fuzzy about him specifically.
Okay.
But he comes into the bathroom and he stabs her once in the chest,
Jesus.
straight through the heart.
Just because?
Just like
You know why? Because she was in there pooping, Leah.
it never said if she pooped or not. I'm sorry. That was.
We don't have the records.
But anyway.
There's no evidence.
So this man stabbed this poor innocent girl through the heart.
Right.
And just walked out. And someone else had been in the bathroom stall at the time and heard her scream. And they were like, oh shit. And so they got their pants situated and came out. And they found her on the floor bleeding, obviously. Yeah. So the guy had walked out and just sort of left calmly. So no one was suspicious, no one understood, and he had gotten out before anybody realized what had happened. So the employee that was in the bathroom got her up, took her downstairs, and they got an ambulance for her. So they took her, the manager called the ambulance showed up, and they rushed her to Alachua General Hospital. That's the name of the county, and I don't know how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it.
That's probably a good guess.
Alachua. Anyway, so while they were on their way to the hospital, she says, okay, guys, no, I'm not doing great here. This is what the guy looked like. So she described him. You know, he was a young man. He was a thin man. He had darker hair. He was wearing a blue shirt with like an embroidered name on it and blue bottom. So he was wearing a uniform of some sort. And so she ended up dying about 2 hours after the attack on the operating table because they couldn't save her.
I want to interject a little bit of humor here. Red-handed Susie in the chat said, does that mean Leah was possessed by Satan when you proposed to her? Someone's a listener. What that means is that she got the demon out. And then she got proposed to.
I was purified by the bubble bath. Fuck you, Mitchell.
Oh, that's what I'm going to call it right now. Starting now. If you'll excuse me, Leah, I have to go purify myself.
No, you have to purge yourself of the demon, then you purify yourself in the shower because you're not good at wiping. I know
who isn't?
We need a bidet. Anyway,
I'm an excellent wiper.
This is a very weird story.
I've entered competitions.
Can we talk about the dead girl, please?
Yeah, if we have to.
Anyway, so yeah, they end up going on a manhunt for this guy, and they finally figure out who he is because of the uniform, because he was working for a mechanic shop, and that they, you know, that's the kind of outfit that they wear, the blue denim top, bottom, and the black shoes that she had described. And then people are like, oh, the weird fucked up guy, yeah, he's over here. Yeah. And so they found him and they arrested him.
Nice.
And so there were months and months of court delays just because the lawyers kept trying, you know, legal tricks to get him out of it, saying that he's crazy or saying etc. You know, lots of stuff. But eventually the lawyers sort of, I guess, changed their defense strategy because clearly he went into a bathroom and stabbed a lady through the heart. And so basically they changed their defense and he pled guilty to, I guess it was probably a plea deal. He pled guilty to the lesser charge of second-degree murder instead of first-degree murder.
Okay.
And so he did that to avoid the death penalty. And he was sentenced to a lifetime in prison, but he only ended up serving 20 years of that sentence and got paroled.
Okay.
So that was what happened. But I've told you that this particular place has been a restaurant or a bar for a very long time, since 1965, and previous to that too. And so lots of people that work there claim that this girl's spirit still resides in the restaurant.
Right.
I guess.
Is it time for the next slide?
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
That's her tombstone.
Stoomtone.
There was no good picture of her. I couldn't find one, but
that's probably the best one you're going to get right there.
This is a picture of her tombstone.
Yeah.
But they say that now I believe that the building that she died in itself was I don't know if it was completely demolished, but at least the interior was completely gutted for them to make the new restaurant, what it is
Yeah.
now, the Social. But when it was still the Purple Porpoise, lots of people talked about how they would feel chills right outside that second floor bathroom area where she was stabbed to death. They said
Like right in their chest area?
No, just in general, like it was hotter upstairs, but you would walk through this patch that just felt like ice cold.
Okay. Sounds like the place I want to be.
They said that occasionally they would walk in and just sort of see a shadow body on the ground, and then like it would sort of fade away. People say all sorts of stuff. Though my favorite one was that I was reading an interview with someone, and they said that they were working later at night. They were closing up. They had mopped the upstairs where, you know, she had been stabbed. They mopped all of that area, and they came back through to cut the lights off, and there were footsteps through it, and they were the only person in there. And they, you know, you don't step through your own mopping. You mop
Right.
behind yourself, and
You don't mop yourself into a corner.
exactly.
Leah.
And
Or is that painting?
it's both, actually.
Oh, okay.
But there were footsteps through the mopped area when there was no one else in there, and they are not the ones who did it. So that's a little spooky.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just lots of ghostly stuff, things being misplaced, bottles being knocked off. But honestly, it's a college bar, so maybe that's just the drunk kids. I don't know. It's possible.
I mean, I don't know. I got pretty drunk in college, but I never made it cold in a room. Or made people... I'm sure I made plenty of people uneasy, though, being in the same room with me.
Probably accurate.
But I don't think that I had, you know, frost breath or anything. I don't know, though. The day after breath, drinking, you know, IPAs like this and stuff, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I've smelled it.
Well, no, I'm relating with... We were going to tell it together. Forget it.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's very interesting. That it's probably just the drunk kids, is what I'm saying.
It might not be, but it could be.
Yeah.
But go.
Yeah, so that's it?
Yeah, so that was the story of the murder that happened there. And like I said, there is still an establishment there, and it looks super cute from online. It was a place that I would definitely go try. So if you're down in
To
Gainesville...
clown?
No. If you're in Gainesville, maybe go head over, hang out, and sort of tell yourself that story, because a girl got stabbed there.
Tell yourself that story?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody else is going to tell it to you, because according to what I've read, the new management does not like that ghost story, and they're trying to like avoid it. Which never try to deny it. Lean into that ghost story. You will get tourist on tourist on tourist. I never understood why people don't, like, if you've got a legit, like, can prove it in the newspaper, somebody, like, something happened here, and you can lean into that sucker. Just saying.
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, maybe they're like, we want to stand on the merits of our dishes that we provide.
That's great. And their interior is super cute. I think there's even a rooftop bar that you can see like the whole strip from. It's very nice looking from the pictures, but I'm saying go sell.
Y'all, I want to tell a story real quick since we got the time. This morning at the local Hartselle Kroger, someone robbed it and ran off and caused all the schools to be closed down. The reason I'm telling this.
They were locked down.
Locked down. But, like, he was hiding in the woods for hours. Kyle just said, it's 7:36 Central Time. And Kyle just said in the chat, they caught the Kroger robber just now. He's been out all day.
I was going to say, he robbed it at like 10:20 this morning.
Yeah, so there's some hometown flavor for everybody who gets to hear this.
They caught him.
He was seriously in the woods. They've been looking for him all day.
They had like a state trooper helicopter out looking for him.
Yeah. I hope they let the kids out of school, though.
But the thing is, from what I was told from people that have children in the school system, they said that the people that were towards where they were looking for him, they weren't allowing those kids to ride the bus home because they didn't want kids walking out to their houses by themselves.
Yeah.
So they gave the kids that live on that route, like, their parents 30 minutes to come, like, find a way to get them home. Like,
and then, fuck you, fend for yourselves.
I don't know. It sounded kind of rough, but like I said, it's not. There aren't very many kids that live out that way. It's the school that I went to.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah.
Like
But anyway.
it's more of a rural route, but
I just wanted to give
Still.
y'all some local flavor.
Yeah.
Like I said, that we had a fun day today in Hartselle.
But like I said, like I told Mitch earlier, the guy that did it has a tattoo on the side of his face. And if he hadn't, I mean, that was one of the things that they noticed first. And if
Yeah.
he hadn't
You're
have been
not getting
caught
away.
today, someone's going to turn you in because
Yeah.
they see your stupid face tattoo.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, that is going to wrap up this week's episode of not midweek minis, Jesus, of Tailgate Tales. I'm so sorry.
Hey, we've got so many shows lately. I don't know
for
what
real.
to call them.
I don't know what's coming up next. Anyway. But, yeah, that's it for this week. Florida was fun, as it always is.
Yeah, love a
Right.
Florida man story.
Yeah, who doesn't? All right, y'all. Well, that was fun. Y'all tune in tomorrow for the main episode, which will be Sunday, by the way. Live streamers, we're not talking to you. This is for the audio. So, sorry about that. But y'all do go check out the video of this on YouTube on Saturday. Trust me, you want to see what's on our foreheads. Because there's some good shit.
We're going to take some pictures and put them on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. But we're about to show the live stream again, so that'll also be in the video, because some people have come in since we started.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all. Anyway, that's enough. Check out the video Saturday on YouTube. Download the main episode tomorrow. And then join us for our live stream of Midweek Minis later on that night. On Sunday night. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.